Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that disgrace, betrayal, humiliation and zillat is being thrown upon them. Look at the ayat of Quran and try to understand the event of the world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, disgrace, betrayal, zillat, humiliation is being beaten upon them, being thrown upon them. Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, because they are making kufr with ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they used to kill Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam unjustly. And why? Because they did transgress against the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they became zalim. That is why in their whole beings, symbol of betrayal they will become. They will hold disgrace upon themselves because that is being afflicted upon them because of they used to kill Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam. Maulana recited that ayat into the first rakat. Into the second rakat he recited ayat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, majority of the people of book, they are wishing that you turn to kufr after you became believers. وَدَّ كَثِيرٌ مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ لَوْ يَرُدُّونَكُمْ مِّن بَعْدِ إِيمَانِكُمْ كُفَّارًا. And Allah said, حَسَدًا مِّنْ عِنْدِ أَنفُسِهِمْ. They are doing that because they have hasad for you. مِّن بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الْحَقِّ. They know what is haqq, but because of their hasad, they wish that you return to kufr. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. What should we do? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَعْفُوا وَاسْفَحُوا حَتَّى يَأْتِيَ اللَّهُ بِأَمْرِي. Ignore them. Forgive them. Until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings some amr. Look at two sides of the coin. Who has humiliation and disgrace within themselves? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq that we understand, we recognize that. On the other hand, people, they are gaining the sympathy of the whole mankind. But what results Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is bringing? I was reading one survey. Before, 80 people used to accept Islam every day. Since the incident of Gaza, every day 400 people are accepting Islam. 80 people a day, now 400 people a day. France alone, after the event of Gaza, 20,000 people had accepted Islam. And all of them, young boys and young girls. And how they are being inspired? They said, when we look at those martyrs of Gaza, that is when we understand what is the meaning of perseverance. What is the meaning of steadfastness? What is the meaning of expecting from your Creator? What did inspire them? And that is what made them study Quran and they accepted Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevate them all to the highest rank of awliya siddiqeen. And on to the one side, I was going through one little article. It was saying that one who was the president of Pakistan, Pervez Musharraf, he opened the doors of Kaabatullah by his own hands. Nawaz Sharif, when he was prime minister, he went inside the Kaabatullah and performed salat. Imran Khan, when he was prime minister, he was walking into the vicinity of Masjidun Nabawi alayhi salatu wasalam, bare feet. Sometimes you read these types of things and you become very impressed. That article was suggesting that Salahuddin Ayyubi, who freed Masjidul Aqsa, he had not seen Kaabatullah in his lifetime. He had not seen Kaabatullah in his lifetime. That was his wish. That was his desire to see Kaabatullah. But he was devoting his whole life for the collective need of this ummah. For the collective need of this ummah, that did deprive him from seeing Kaabatullah. And on the other side, people who neglect collective need of this ummah, and when they perform tahajjud, then it becomes a breaking news. That is what it is. It is that we don't understand the priorities of the time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq that we understand the priorities of the time. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevate martyrs of Gaza to the highest rank of awliya, siddiqeen and martyrdom. They paying the price. But how Allah's mercy will welcome them, Allah's mercy will reward them, it is beyond our imagination. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove the narrative of media from our eyesight, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring the narrative of Quran and Sunnah in front of our vision. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make that possible.